Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Stand by. Well, it doesn't look much different than yesterday, but I shot my first coat of paint. The inside of this engine well is going to get a paint wash on it, so it doesn't look clean. It kind of looks dirty. There'll be, like I did on the block. I don't know if you can see the block. Actually, you can see the motor mount there, too. We'll talk about that in a second. But how the block has, a little, if you look around the oil filter there, you can see there's kind of some dirt and grit that's on the block. Yeah, and the oil filter is kind of gritty. Well, I'm going to put that whole look throughout this whole engine compartment. What you do is you just take some, I'm going to use like raw umber, some raw umber oil paints, thin it with Zippo lighter fluid till it's just kind of like coffee, and then swish it around in there, and it'll collect in the corners, and the Zippo lighter fluid dries pretty quick, and then you just have little dirt and grit in the corners. I've put the motor mount donuts on. Well, you can see the donuts right there. And then I have, this is actually a double-aught 90 bolt right there. It's a double-aught 90 bolt. And these little motor mounts right here, I don't know if you can focus in on those or not, but these little motor mounts are going to get glued to the frame rails. The frame rails that that'll run along in here, and that's going to make it look like, I got to trim these things down, but it's going to make it look like these frame rails are supporting the motor. Cool, huh? And then this frame rail is going to have to end when it hits this little riser thing here. I'll have to cut a notch in the frame rail, but it'll all be cool. So there you go. A little more work on this. It goes slowly, but, once I get all this detail stuff done, it'll work out pretty good. And then, hello. So I've got the upper curves where I can glue this deck down to it now. So in the process, that'll be the next thing. I'll glue this deck down to it. And then you'll get these pre-painted sides. And then that's when I'll do the washes after the sides are on. And then we'll start sealing it up. So there you go, boys and girls. Just yesterday's progress. This is going to be an interesting subject. I don't think anybody's ever done well, I shouldn't say that. These kind of builds are few and far between. I'm not trying to make it scale. I'm trying to make it realistic looking, so that if you looked at it, you go, oh, that could be realistic. So there you go, boys and girls. Until next time, jet out.